Hi everybody, this is Nikki and I'm here to do another video that is my personal experience, not to be used as medical advice. I got a couple comments on my last video where I talked about being on a pump break and going onto the Omnipod, and a few people said that it was muffled. So I'm not sure if it was muffled or not. If so, I apologize. I figured since somebody asked for an update anyway on the Omnipod, and since I'm due for an insertion, I figured I would try to bravely wrap it all into one video, and hopefully this one won't be muffled, and hopefully I won't die here on an insertion gone bad, so gone wrong, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm not very happy about it. Okay, so basically I'm doing this because a lot of friends now are asking about the Omnipod. I didn't know anything about it before going onto it, so I figured I'd kind of share, what it looks like, what it feels like, and everything else. Some 670G users looking at alternatives right now, not in a bad way, but trying to figure out what is available out there. So I will tell you, this is Nikki's PDM. Here's my PDM, and I'm going to attempt a live pod change, so we'll see. And then I'll tell you about it. I probably shouldn't tell you about it while I do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of it really quick, and if there's time, I'll tell you about it. Okay. This is not a how-to. I'm just going to do it so you can kind of take a look at what a change entails. Okay, so I'm going to more actions, change pod, and then confirm. I'm going to deactivate my current pod. It tells me to please wait, so I will. And in the meantime, I will start opening. Okay, pod deactivated. So no active pod. Would you like to activate a pod now? Yes. Okay, so fill a new pod with insulin. That's one thing about this is it gives you all the instructions, like the Medtronic, right? It gives you all the instructions so you know exactly what to do. So it tells me to fill the new pod with insulin, and here is my new pod. It says to fill it with insulin and then to listen for 2 beeps, letting us know that it's got the insulin. So here's the syringe for it. And I'm filling up for about 35 units. They're good for 72 hours, but there's a courtesy additional 8 hours. If there's time, I'll tell you what happened the other day when I did not change it, and I did end up in an empty reservoir with the pod up on my shoulder, and it screamed in my ear during a parent-teacher conference. So when it tells you it's running out of insulin, go do something about it. Okay, so this is the price we're paying attention to. Oh. All right. So this is how your pod ends up with insulin in it. You just insert it into here. Okay, and I don't know if you could hear the 2 beeps, but that was the 2 beeps. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. Just dropped my syringe, I'll probably step on it. Okay, and let's go again, okay, priming. So at this point it's priming, and they do say to put your pod down next to your PDM, and this is where it kind of pushes through any air bubbles. And while I wait for that to finish, I will tell you, so far, pod locations, I have done standard, I've done abdomen, which is my preferred spot. I've done the back of the arm, that's where this one is. This is my deactivated one now, and I'll remove that in a minute. And I've done the top of my shoulder, which was a recommendation from FUD, from my friend at FUD, and that was actually a pretty cool location. So brand new, and I think I will go back to it. And today I'm going to put one on my love handle. So this is just about done. Almost. Okay, prepare infusion site, remove pods, needle cap. So I'm going to prepare my site. Okay. And I do use Skin Tack wipe under mine. I think that helps. Okay, so remove the pod's needle cap. That's that. And then pull off your backing. And at this point, I'm just going to stick this onto my body, and I'm gonna hit start. So here it goes, there's the adhesive. And I'll show you the spot, maybe if it's not bleeding when I'm done. Okay, here's the part I get nervous about because it's like a remote control, so there is no inserter. I just have to hit remove pod's adhesive. Is it wet or dry? If pod okay, apply to site. Okay, did that. Next. Start is where it's like the remote control for go ahead and insert that puppy. Okay, but first it does some clicking to make you a little bit nervous. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, it actually didn't hurt. Okay, so that's it. Now please wait, pod is active, my basal has been programmed, everything looks good. Is cannula properly inserted? They do recommend checking, but I have not really been able to check yet. Supposedly you can see the cannula in the window. I definitely can't see it back there, but I couldn't see it up here either or back here. So maybe if somebody loves you enough to check, that would be great. So I'm gonna assume it's inserted properly, and then this will remind me in an hour, I think, to check my blood sugar. And I like that because I've had a whole lot of cannula problems or infusion set problems before, where I didn't realize until I was high. So I like the idea of this reminding me. But that was, oh, and give myself, there's my pod. So that's it. That is a pod change. So far, I'm very fond of the Omnipod. As I said, I did have one instance, it was completely my fault, where I forgot to change my pod before I went off to a parent-teacher conference. And that ended up being a disaster. And I think I got it to glitch somehow by letting it run out. And I kept hitting no to deactivate because I didn't know that I could. So it was up here and it did. It screamed in my ear for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Outside of that, it's been fantastic. And I've had no problems. I have heard people talk about soreness at site, redness at site. Some people talk about pods falling off. I imagine I will run into some of these things, but as of now, as of current, I haven't seen anything like it, and it's all been very easy and manageable. So hopefully you guys could hear this. Oh, and I did go on to Tandem's site today and put in a request for their information on the Tandem upgrade program, the pump upgrade program. So hopefully I'll hear back from them, and I'm looking at maybe trying out a Tandem insulin. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.